Okay, here we are. Thank you so much. I just want to start by saying thank you, everybody, for jumping onto this live stream. And we are streaming live to our LinkedIn event and also to Facebook and YouTube, maybe Periscope, but I know Facebook and YouTube for sure. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Paul Hitchcock, and I am a co-founder of Giant Jacks Media, which is a company that helps other busy professionals like me to sell and grow and brand and do great things. I also am the director of development for a very busy law firm in Orange County, California called Barth, which is going to come into play today for you and I, Alexandra. And we're an asset protection, estate planning, business planning firm. So very busy in my roles there. And I want to I look at my notes here. I don't want to forget to make sure and notify everybody that as part of our connection with Alexandra and her organization, which we're going to talk about here, we have free tickets to an incredible event, which we're going to talk about. And so I am going to be putting that link to get those free tickets on the event site on LinkedIn, on my page there, and also on my personal profile if you go there. So you can see that link and grab it, click on it for your free tickets. And so with that, really excited, Alexandra, to have you here and jump into things. How's the sound? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, everything sounds great. I hope I sound okay too. I'm actually in my kitchen, so I don't know if the echo is a little bit much, but let me know if
No,
you can hear me okay.
sounds great. Doesn't look like there's a lot of cooking going on there. It's too clean.
Yeah, surprisingly, actually. I just actually subscribed to a meal kit service, so we'll see how that goes. But it gets
Oh,
pretty cool.
nice. Well, if one of my four kids or the dog runs in here or starts barking or yelling, let's just keep it going. Just flow right through it. All right.
Same here. Same here. We'll keep. That's what you have to do nowadays. So.
I know. And I've heard your dog barking on some of our calls. Well, listen, let's get into this. I want to respect everybody's time. So I want to start by introducing yourself. Tell us what you do for the American Association of Apartment Owners, and then let's get into the event, 'cause I'm really fired up about that.
Yeah, we are too. So our organization, AAOA is the acronym. We are the largest association for landlords and rental property investors. We also have some property managers and real estate agents and brokers, about 120,000 plus members at this point. We started in 2004, and the goal was really to provide a lot of services to all of our members who are actually directly involved with managing their own properties. So they're looking for, getting all the tools that they need. So we decided to come together and put something like a one-stop kind of shop for them that includes tenant screening, legal forms, and education, which is one of the reasons why we're doing this event,
Right.
as well as connecting our members with some really fantastic vendors that can really transform their rental business. So that's really what we're about. And we've been around now for quite a while. We have free membership available for everyone. So that's one of the reasons why we have a lot of members, but we also have paid levels of membership as well if you want to get some additional benefits and discounts.
Yeah, and I know, obviously, know your organization. We have a connection with the law firm. We speak at do a lot of education for your group, and I got to say that we're speaking all over the country to a lot of different real estate associations and groups. Yours is awesome. Website's awesome. The education, the content, and you guys put out a lot of great stuff.
Thank you. And you guys do too. And that's why we love referring all of our members over to you guys, especially because before I met you, Paul, I honestly didn't have somebody to refer in regards to estate planning and asset protection. And it is so important. I mean, once I learned how important it was, I said, we have to find a resource for landlords to learn more about this and really start to protect themselves. And I'm so glad that we met now. It's been a couple of years, and our members love your webinars. I host usually 2 or 3 webinars for our members on a monthly basis, and yours always seem to be some of the most popular. And I think that's a good thing. We're spreading the word about how important this is.
Yeah, no, thanks for saying that, those kind words. And it was interesting because when we did that couple of those initial webinars with you when COVID hit, and we were talking about new forms of liability against landlords, and that topic has only gotten hotter. But I think there was 4, 5, 6,000 people that were jumping on those webinars. It
Yeah,
was
we
it was
got
just
to
epic.
6,000.
6,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, unreal.
Yeah, it was. And that was such a sensitive time for people. I think it still is. It's part of the reason why we're having the virtual event. I think a lot of landlords are starting to realize that the rental industry is changing. And there are so many things going on that it's very hard to keep up, whether it's with the new liabilities that are coming up or when it comes to, obviously new eviction moratoriums that are being passed left and right and extended. It really puts landlords in a difficult position. And so you start to have questions like, how do I invest now? How do I communicate with tenants? How do I collect rent that's unpaid? How do I prepare myself? How do I protect my assets? So all these questions have been coming up more than ever. And so this event is really meant to be just like a 2-day full of just workshops, basically telling people, okay, you have a question about how to handle this now. Here's an expert who can tell you, how they're handling or how their clients are handling it. So this should be pretty valuable, I think, to property owners right now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and let's get into this event because I have some questions. First of all, obviously, we're speaking at the event. Brad Barth, who's my colleague at Barth Calderon, expert attorney on asset protection, estate planning, business planning. He does a lot of this talks with you, and he's got 2 talks going on. So we're really, really excited for that. And Brad is in high demand across the country. So I saw, obviously, he's great. You've got a lot of other great speakers. Uh, who are some of the other folks that you would highlight that are going to be there, and what are some of their topics?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll be doing some, of course, as
Right.
well. So,
You're
I'll be
speaking.
doing.
Yeah, you're doing a couple yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
2. You guys are doing 2. Everyone else is doing 1. We're really in the business here of a lot of tenant screening. So we see a lot in terms of filling vacancies, tenant fraud, and that kind of thing. And there are some things that we definitely think that our landlords should be changing, or at least thinking about changing procedurally moving forward because of COVID and how they're accepting tenants into their rentals, because it's harder than ever to get a problem tenant out. So I'll be speaking on those topics, but we also have some other really great ones. We have financial tax strategies, which is one of our gold sponsors. They are actually going to be talking about how to defer capital gains without doing a 1031 exchange. So that's a really interesting topic. I've been very excited to introduce it to our members. We thought this event would be a great way to do it. Everyone always thinks 1031, but he has actually some other really great solutions. And I think we'll teach our members a little bit more about how they can diversify and maybe not have to be in such a time crunch or limited by just a 1031 to reduce those tax liabilities that come about when you do that. So that one's going to be really interesting. We also have a panel that's going to be held by Rentometer, another gold sponsor. They are going to bring together about 6 different rental industry professionals from different companies, actually, CEOs, and they're going to talk about basically what does the investing landscape look like right now. Rentometer actually, they have a really cool service where you can run comparables for rentals and figure out how much your rentals should be priced at. And it's a pretty in-depth report and very accurate, all in live time. That's all they do is data. And so they're basically going to bring in themselves as well as some of their friends from other companies that invest very heavily and basically give landlords the lowdown here on how to invest during this time. Is it a good opportunity? If so, where? How?
Right.
So there's a lot of talk going on and a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen with the industry. And then we also have our service and emotional support animals webinar. That's going to be fantastic. So things have changed. People are trying to really sneak in animals at this time. They're using COVID for it. I've heard so many stories of all of a sudden someone has 10 dogs, maybe not 10, but so we're going to talk about that too, and how you can decline a request or ask what you can ask for, what you can't ask for. I think that's really important now as well.
And I think people are bringing horses and stuff on airplanes as safety animals or something. So that
It's
could
getting
happen.
crazy. Although, what's interesting is I flew recently and I looked into it. And it looks like now they have at least you have to send in shot records. And I can't believe they didn't ask for this before. They would just take you at your word
Yeah,
and you could
yeah,
bring in anything. And it now, I think all of them are kind of saying now, okay, it has to be a dog or a cat or like a small thing. And you have to have some sort of vet, give you
right,
a letter or
right.
something. So it's a little
Yeah,
more legit now, but yeah, it was getting kind of out of hand. And we're seeing that in the rental industry now.
yeah. I think when this kind of pandemic hit, everything was out of hand. It was just kind of a Wild West scenario. And I
Yes.
know the liability thing with, you know, tenants, and we're, on our end, we get, help as we're helping landlords. We've got two landlord attorneys that are very, very busy all day long, helping landlords against liability. And there's just new things going on. If people get sick on the property, you know, what's the liability there? Do they actually get sick there? Or do they have it for a week and then bring it to the property? And we're getting calls about the ventilation systems at the properties, and can you get sick through ventilation systems? So just some new stuff going on. Everybody should be aware of, and Brad's going to be talking about that too.
Yeah. And I think another thing that Brad has always highlighted is what does your insurance policy look like? Because
Right.
that's often, your first line of defense. We're going to have an insurance broker who's going to come on and talk about what you can do to make sure you have the best coverage and also how to assess your own policy. People don't even know what's on their policy.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to read it. And then a lot of people don't shop for anything different for years and without realizing it. And when something like this comes along, all of a sudden you're exposed to a bunch of new liabilities. Now is the time
Totally.
to look at that, look at your, asset protection plan, look at your estate planning. This is the time to plan.
Right.
We are really, like you said, in a very different time than we were ever before. And
Yeah.
so it just makes sense to be up to date on everything.
Well, I've got to ask you too. Those are good points. Is kind of the fun side of things here is Joe Theismann is going to
Yeah.
is going to be there with all these other comedians. So what are they doing? Give them like kind of quick hits on
Yes.
yeah, what?
I'll tell you a little bit more about our keynote speaker. So
Yeah.
we're really excited to bring some levity to our event. And I think that part of the, all of the what I just have been talking about is just so heavy.
Yeah.
It is a lot to learn. It is a lot to digest. And it is a lot of challenge that's being presented. And so we wanted to break it up with starting the day on day one, which is October 14th at 9 a.m. We're starting with our first keynote speaker, which is going to be Charles Marshall. He is a comedian. He's also a landlord and really active investor. So he's going to make it, a very fun, almost, I think, like comic skit about what it's like to invest during these days. So we're going to start off a little lighthearted with that. And then he's also written some really great books as well. It's about just how to be a leader in hard times. So I think that's going to be great. Then we're going to end the day with Carrie Laughlin, who is, if you don't know her yet, one of HGTV's newest hosts of the Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Which is really fun. She is just so sweet. I mean, you'll really, just by talking to her, feel happier. And so she has a lot of insight as to interior remodeling and decorating. And so it is a little bit different than maybe what some landlords normally get into, but some landlords are really hands-on with their stuff. So she'll be talking about that and just about, herself a little bit and her experiences, and
Very neat.
that'll be fun. And then day two, we're going to have Scott Christopher in the morning. He's an actor. He's also written some great books that are really about being positive in a difficult time. So
Well,
that was one of the reasons
I was
why.
going to say his promotional video that he did for the event, which I watched on your website, was hilarious.
Yeah, he's so
That's
funny
pretty funny.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and his book that he has is about levity and people. I think it's people speaking with other people, so communication and just being happy. No matter what life throws at you. And I spoke to him last week. He is really, really fun guy, and it's going to be a really interactive kind of kind of presentation. And then
Is he a SoCal guy? I mean, is he from LA or where's he from?
no, you know what? He was actually calling us he was on the road. So he must be traveling maybe for acting or something. So he's actually going to be calling in from his hotel on the day of. So I'm not really sure where he lives ongoing, but he seemed to be, out and about. So who knows what he's working on now? He's very active with acting and writing. And then at the end, we're going to have Joe Theismann, which you said. So, Joe Theismann, obviously the president of our company is a big fan. So he
Oh,
definitely wanted to get someone in there who is just like, hero material. And I think after speaking with Joe last week as well, that we definitely made a good choice. He is really, really great and very inspirational. I mean, one of the most inspirational, I think, people we could probably have on. And we could all learn a thing or two from getting over, difficult times like he did when he had his injury. And now, he's talking about it and writing about it. And he's really inspirational to a lot of people. So
yeah, and great timing for having him there. Football's going on, and everyone's middle football, and Mahomes is throwing TDs everywhere, so it's good timing.
yeah, absolutely. We're excited about it.
Yeah. So, and I got to say too that, you and I worked on our virtual booth for the event, and some of the marketing I was doing for this, I was telling people those virtual booths alone are a reason to go to the event, and seeing the technology was so cool. And for the marketing company that I'm running, we get a lot of questions about how do I present, you know, when I can't be live anymore, and what are the tools, what are the strategies. And so I was really into those virtual booths. Those are cool. So those are going to be neat to see.
Yeah, they are. And I think so, unlike other events, the virtual booths are 3D. Everything's
Right.
3D. So it feels like a video game almost. So when you come into the event, there is an exhibitor hall that you can enter and you can just scroll through these really cute 3D booths that have been designed by our vendors. And it is much more interactive than just being, a logo thrown on a website, right?
Right.
You can
Yeah.
actually chat with the booth reps. You can download files. You can enter their giveaways. You can watch their videos, and they're all designed a little bit differently. So I think it's a really fun way to connect vendors with attendees. And we've also really handpicked those vendors like yourself. We really take it seriously. Whoever we have at our events or on our website that you see, those are people or vendors that we feel are actually good fits for our members and that they should know about. So I think that our attendees will also benefit from that as well.
Yeah, it looks like you spared no expense with this thing. I mean, it's really professionally done. I just got to say, in all candidness, that it's looks like a very, very tight event. It looks
Thanks.
awesome. Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
the
I know,
goal.
yeah, and I know you've been working a lot doing it. You probably still are in the middle of stuff, right? Fine tuning. Yeah,
Yes, it's ongoing. Just
yeah.
before this, I was on a call with the team, just putting in the final touches. So we are now in full marketing mode. We have it almost all put together. So we are just waiting now to get our event started. So October 14 and 15. I can't say
Yeah.
those dates enough.
Love it. I'm going to be there. I hope everyone listening will be there. And, awesome. Really appreciate you doing this, Alexandra. You got through without your dog barking. I don't know if you have
I
it
know,
outside.
success. Don't jinx it, but
I
so
know.
far nothing.
Where's that thing? It's about this big, I think you told me, right?
I know. She's probably sleeping in the other room. Yes, she's good. And also too, just want to reiterate that these tickets are free for our paying members who are annual, but we're also doing something really special with you guys and giving out some free tickets for your following. So for those of you who are listening to this, I highly encourage you to take advantage of that, because this is a great opportunity for you to get a full 2-day conference at no cost. So you don't have to be a member with us either. And I think that, Paul, you're going to put up that link. So definitely go visit that, and we'll go ahead and register you for the event special just for Barth Calderon.
No, yeah. Yeah.
followers
Yeah.
and followers of Paul. So
No, thanks for saying that. Well, excellent. I think we covered it all. And again, thank you, Alexandra. I'm looking forward to the event, and I know everybody else will too. So I'm all good. Anything else you want to add, or we're all right?
I think that's it. I hope to see you guys all there. I'm very excited, and we're very happy that you had me on as well to talk about it. So I hope to meet you guys at the show, and you can stop by and see Barth Calderon and the whole team there. And we'll see you October 14th.
Okay.